Hi, everybody. Welcome to our series of videos talking about real estate. Every question and any question that you send us, we are here to help. And of course, this is our videos called Just Ask G. We have right now our very own and beautiful Guinivere Stevenson, or as we all call G. How are you, G?
I'm good. Thank you so much. It's nice to see you, Alondra. We have an awesome topic today that we get often, and there's a lot of moving parts with this one. So we're going to do one of three. So today we're going to dive into one part of it, and then there's going to be a second and a third part because there's a lot involved in it, and it is specific to credit. If you don't have credit, how do you build it? And where do you start? It's a question that we get a lot. We get it often. It also, how to build credit can also play into how to improve credit. So the cool part about what we're going to do with Alex is we're going to cover all of those in three parts to make sure that you know everything is coming through that addresses both of those, not only how to build but how to improve. And then the tips and tricks that she has, I'm sorry, I'm already referring to her before I've even introduced her, but she's our credit guru, super cool chick, knows her stuff. And she's going to be able to really dive a lot deeper than the average bear on this subject.
Yep, definitely. So guys, get ready. If you have questions about credit, like I do, I did have a lot of questions about it. So pay attention. And this is, like G said, this is the first video of a couple of videos that we're going to talk about credit. And here she is. So we're going to pin her in. Her name is Alex. And like G said, she is our credit guru. So we're going to pin her in. What do you think, G? Let's call her in then.
Yeah. Bring her on in. Hello, Miss Alex. Are you there?
Hello, hello. Are you there?
I am here. You guys caught
me. Awesome. All right. So we have a question for you.
Okay.
And we know we're gonna do this in parts because it's a big daddy question. Okay. But one of my clients, someone I've been talking to, Mark in Denver, has specifically asked, how do I build credit? And I just told everybody that you are my guru and my go-to and all things related to that. I also threw in a little caveat that not only are the tips and tricks you're going to give them to build credit, but it might also apply to improving credit.
Absolutely. So the big piece of building credit is where do we hold weight and how do we do it quickly? So when we look at credit, we can look at like the overall makeup of the mortgage scoring cycle. Because I mean, Guinevere, I know for you, you want to help your clients get a good car loan. You want to help them get good credit cards. But the most important thing is making sure that they are getting that mortgage and getting to the closing table in buying that home, the upgraded home, that, forever after home, whatever that looks like. So for today's conversation, let's really shore it in and focus on the mortgage scoring model. Now, that being said, 35% of your entire score is payment history. It is what it is, what it is. We can talk about that for days. We're not going to do it today. The next biggest chunk of the pie, 30% of our entire score, is revolving balances versus limits. This is the fastest way that people can build credit, is by having revolving accounts. Now, what's considered revolving and why is the word revolving important? It's because this is the coding that the computer is looking for to count it in this category. The major pieces that make up the revolving category is credit cards, store credit cards, overdraft lines of credit, personal lines of credit, that key word, not credit lines, lines of credit. So when you can borrow, pay back, borrow, pay back, borrow, pay back, that's a line of credit. And also home equity lines of credit. Now, every single one of these things I just named all count equally in this category. It doesn't matter if it is a store card or if it is a Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover. All of them are going to hold 100% equal weight and bearing. We have to have something in this category. Now, then really quick, just to go through the pie chart, 15% is going to be length of history. The older the history, the better it is. Next is going to be types of accounts, 4 types of accounts: mortgage, installment, revolving, and other. Inquiries is going to go ahead and round us out for that final piece. Now, knowing that the biggest chunk of the pie, that 30%, is going to be revolving accounts, the main thing that we talk about in the context of day-to-day is, what is a revolving? Again, we just touched on the store cards. We touched on the Visa, MasterCard. Now, there's 3 types of cards out there. Number 1 is going to be a regular card. That means you apply for credit. The bank gives you a certain amount. They say, go ahead and use it. Go ahead and pay it back. We're going to call it good. We think that you're a good risk. We feel pretty comfortable. The second is a secured card, where you give the bank a deposit. They hold your deposit up here and say, okay, we're going to go ahead and trust that you can spend up to the amount of this deposit, but nothing more. The third is what's called a prepaid card. You guys, be really careful and cognizant that secured and prepaid are not the same thing. A deposit and a deposit-based account are not the same thing as prepaying an account. So we tend to see a lot of mix-up with that. And a prepaid card, by definition, is something with the Visa, MasterCard, American Express logo that you buy at the grocery store, the drugstore, things like that. It's a gift card, you guys. Gift cards do nothing for credit. Don't do it. The other thing that when we look at online and we oftentimes get roped in, ooh, how do I build my credit? We log in online because Google knows it all, right? Google's even smarter than my 14-year-old daughter. They know it all. So we have to have humor, right?
Right.
She's not going to watch this. I promise. It's not TikTok. So I'm probably safe. With that, when we Google it and it tells us we need to get a card and we're like, okay, now what else? Google also will tell us to go to the different websites for the credit providers, such as Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. And the minute you get on Experian, what happens is it tries to sell you on Experian Boost. You guys, don't add anything that's not on the credit report. It's not there for a reason. Take advantage of that. So those are the big things, is know that you have these options, always have a revolving account, and we will talk more about exactly what that looks like and the best ways to leverage in the next part. And please remember that you have resources no matter what. Talking to any of us, talking to a lender, talking to someone in the financial services field is going to be able to walk you through how all of these pieces apply to you directly.
Very cool. Now, real quick, before we dip out on this one, give us like a solid example of a revolving account. Like, who would it be with? How would I sign up for it? Where do I find it? What are you thinking and feeling on the direction of that?
You know what? Actually, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I'm not going to answer that because it's going to be super case specific. And really, a revolving account is anything that you can charge on and pay off. And let's touch more on where I would and wouldn't make those recommendations in another part.
Next time. Okay. Totally get it.
You know, I don't know if you guys, our followers and our viewers, if you were taking notes. If not, then go back, re-watch the video, because myself, I did have a lot of questions regarding credit, and this answered a lot. I know I do have more questions, and that's why we have our beautiful Alex, our credit guru girl, that she will be answering and responding any of your questions that you have. Like she said, you guys are not alone. Remember, just ask G, and we will find the perfect person to answer any of your questions that you have. So see you next time in this series of videos. Remember to subscribe. Remember that you have all of the information underneath in the description of this video. If you have any questions directly to ask Alex, no worries. I'm going to put her information in the description. And remember, just subscribe, follow us everywhere. We are all over the web. So please, guys, send us your questions. and we will respond. Remember, just SG. Have a great day. Thank you so much, Alex. Thank you. See you next week. Bye-bye.